Welcome back to Boom and Bust. I'm speaking with Dr. Alex He. Dr. He, I had to cut you off there. You were drawing a distinction between what TikTok does and what Huawei does. Please continue with your discussion.
Yeah, Huawei and other facial recognition companies like Magvie, Unive in China, and the Hikvision too. They're using the equipment, watching people and record the video and the images of the people they watch. Yeah, and they could use this data to, promote their research on AI and big data. But TikTok is not focusing on the facial recognition. Yeah, that's the difference. That's a big difference.
I understand. Okay, well, I'm glad you corrected me on that. What are your security concerns about the standard setting and the increasing government of China influence in the digital Silk Road then?
Yeah, one thing I have to mention, different from the BRI, the major driver for digital Silk Road in China is the private sectors.
Yes.
Like the big company like the Huawei and the other company I just mentioned. So, but the thing is, China, especially in the past 2 years, is tightening its control on the private sector, especially the big ones like Huawei, Alibaba, and just this week the China's ride-hailing companies Didi was fined a huge $1.2 billion, $12 billion. So there is a regulatory crackdown on China's tech sectors, private tech sectors. There is already a concern about the Chinese companies' operation overseas. People worry about their connections with the Chinese government. What the Chinese government is doing right now is intensify this already existing tension. So people are still, very much concerned about what is the role of the Chinese government behind this Chinese private companies.
So would you say that there's a lot of organization and cooperation between the private organizations and companies and the Chinese state then?
Yeah, officially, all the companies, including the private companies, they have to, listen to the directions or directive from the government. But not like the state-owned enterprises. They carry out the policy goals of the government goals. Private companies, they try to expand overseas for the purpose of make money, to get more market share. But in the context of the Chinese political economy, the Chinese government, at the other hand, they want to cooperate with the private companies. They build the innovation platform together, try to promote China's technology and the standard overseas. There is a cooperation between the private companies, private sector and the Chinese company. There is also, a different priority for this private sector and for the Chinese companies. Because private companies, they have their own commercial interest to pursue.
Right. Okay. So where would you characterize Chinese private or public organizations? In what technologies do they have the lead when it comes to the digital space right now?
Yeah, Chinese private company Huawei and the ZTE, they are taking advantage of, or they are making an advancement in mobile networks, 5G, and the Internet of Things. They are the two Chinese champions who have have the technology and advancement, and also have a quite influence in the standard setting, along with the foreign company like Qualcomm from the US, LG, and Samsung from South Korea, and Ericsson and Nokia from North Europe. So this is a Chinese private company. They have the advancement in these technologies, and I just mentioned that there are other Chinese private companies in the AI-based surveillance area. they have the almost 1/3 of the world market. So, but again, this advantage and advancement didn't, have not yet translated into China's influence in the standard setting.
Right, right. We're going to take another brief break. We'll be back with our guest after that break. Please stay with us.